I suppose I had no choice. I first started supporting Preston North End because my dad's always supported them, so I suppose as soon as I was born I was a Preston North End fan, even though I didn't know it at the time. My first game I went on, I was 6, it was in 1987. I don't remember much of it except for sitting on the West Stand, which is the old wooden West Stand. I remember old people behind me complaining about footballers. I didn't really quite understand what was going on at 6, but I enjoyed the day as itself, spending the day with my dad and my younger brother then, who was about 4. It was both the first time he'd taken us both on. I just remember the day as a whole rather than the actual game or who we were playing or who played for us. I just remember getting a pie, going to a pub beforehand with my dad, and then just continued from there really. So once you're a Preston fan, you can't really do anything about it. You have to stick with him no matter what happens. The first game I remember was against Port Vale. I think it was 1989. I'd been about 8 at the time. And I remember it because our goalkeeper at the time got injured in the warm-up, and we ended up putting our goalkeeping coach, which was a guy called Roy Tunks at the time, and I think he was about 40, 41, and he had an absolute stinker, and we got beat 4-1. They were scoring from all angles. It seemed that anything they hit just went in. It was still on the old West Stand. I stayed on there for years, and that's basically the first one I remember going to, because I was disappointed as I left, which I always remember being disappointed because I'd seen the team get beat 4-1. And I don't remember being beat before then, even though they obviously did, and I obviously watched them. That was the first time I remember them getting beat. Yeah, I've always been involved in the club. I mean, it might be because I don't like paying to watch football, but I always got free tickets because I used to be... I started off in the Junior Whites, which was a little... used to meet on a Thursdays and play a five-a-side competition. It's actually in the car park, which is... It's now a car park. It's around the corner where the new pavilion is. The car park there used to be AstroTurf pitches, and every Thursday the Junior Whites, which are teams ranging from 8-year-olds all the way up, used to meet there and play in teams, and I played for Junior Whites there. So I used to get onto free games. I used to take penalties at half-time because it was the AstroTurf pitch. They weren't bothered about people going on at half-time. So every half-time we'd take on either the other team, say we was playing Burnley, they'd send a load of their kids down, and at half-time 5 of us would take on 5 of them, taking penalties, or if not, we'd take on different schools. I managed to do that for about 5 years and not pay for a single game, and then after that I knew Dick Clegg, who was he was involved at my school, and he was also in charge of selling the programmes, and he managed to get me a job, and I used to sell programmes just up at the corner of the St Greg's Labour Club. Used to make a killing off an hour's work, and me and my brother would get £30 each and the free game. We'd have a little armband on which would say programme seller, and we could walk anywhere in the ground, which was brilliant. So we could watch 15 minutes in the town end and then decide to walk elsewhere and go on the West Stand, and then go somewhere else and go on the Cop and decide to move here and there or just stay in one place. And we used to take advantage of that and move everywhere around the ground. So I don't actually think I paid for a game until I was 20. So I've been going on since 1986 and not actually paid for a game, which people would say is not a good supporter, but I still go on and pay for him now. So I missed a bit of time when I was at Ipswich, where I lived in Ipswich for a couple of years, where I missed a bit of time, but other than that I've been to see basically every home game and as many away games as I can.